Okay, for this video, we're going to be looking at order of operations. So this video, order of operations. So if we have the expression 3 plus 4 times 2, 3 plus 4 times 2, if I asked you to solve this, you might solve it a couple different ways. You might say, okay, if I have 3 plus 4 times 2, you could say, okay, I'm going to add these first. So 3 plus 4 is 7. And then I'm going to multiply by 2, and I get 14. Well, you might also think, okay, I have 3 plus 4 times 2. I'm going to multiply first. So 4 times 2 is 8, and I end up with 3 plus 8, which is 11. And you can see right here, these are two very different answers. Depending on which steps you took, you could end up getting a different answer, which is a problem. Now, we can only have one correct answer here, meaning one of these is the right steps, one of these are the wrong steps. So let's think back in order to help us out, or figure out which one is right and which one is wrong. Let's think back to what we learned a long time ago. When you first started math, you probably learned to add and subtract first. Okay? You learn to add and subtract first because those are the least complicated. Those are the easiest steps to do. Adding numbers and subtracting numbers are the easiest operations in math. Then a little bit later on, you learned about something called multiplication. And you learn that multiplication, and we talked about this the other day, multiplication is just repeated addition. Okay? And then you learned about division. And division is just repeated subtraction. So what that means is that multiplication and division are more powerful than addition and subtraction. Okay, multiplication and division are more powerful than addition and subtraction because they're doing addition and subtraction multiple times. So what that means is that they're kind of a little bit more important, meaning we have to put a little more emphasis on multiplication and division before we put any effort into addition and subtraction. So what that means is we have to do multiplication and division first. Okay, we have to do multiplication and division before we can add and subtract. So if I go back and look at my example, which one of these examples did I multiply first? Well, I did multiplication first on the left. So there's the correct way to solve this problem. I'm sorry, that was the right. On the left is the incorrect version where I added first. Okay, so that takes us to this. When we're going through order of operations, we have to do multiplication and division first. And we're going to do those in order from left to right. Just how you read a sentence or read a book starting at the left and working to the right, when you're going through order of operations, you're going to look and do any multiplication and division left to right. So it doesn't matter if division or multiplication comes first, you're just going to work in order from left to right. Then, once you've done all your multiplication and division, you're going to go back through and you're going to do subtraction and addition left to right. Again, just as you would read a sentence or read a paragraph, you're working from left to right. So multiplication and division must be done before addition and subtraction. So let's look at a couple quick examples here. For letter A, I have 4 plus 2 times 7. 4 plus 2 times 7. Now, in order to solve this, I need to do any multiplication and division left to right. So I see a 4 plus 2, but I'm going to ignore that right now because right after that, I see a 2 times 7. And multiplication is more important than addition. I need to do that first. So I'm going to do 2 times 7, which is 14, and then I'm going to bring everything else down I haven't used. So my addition sign and my 4. And now I have 14 plus 4, which is 18. So I end up getting an answer of 18 there. For letter B, I have 36 divided by 3, and then this should be, it didn't turn out very well, this should be times 4. It's kind of hard to see. Times 4. There we go. Okay. Now when I'm going through and solving this, I only have division and multiplication. So I need to work from left to right. So I'm going to do 36 divided by 3 first because I'm working from left to right. 36 divided by 3 is 12. I'm going to bring down everything I haven't used, my multiplication symbol and my 4. And now I have 12 times 4, which is 48. So my answer is 48 there. Now, if we think back to what we did in the last lesson, we started talking about exponents. And if we really think about exponents, we can think that exponents are a way of completing repeating multiplication. So really, if an exponent is a repeated multiplication, that makes it more powerful or more important than multiplication and division. So if we have an expression that has an exponent in it, we really need to do that first. So really your exponents will come first. Then will come your multiplication and division working from left to right. Again, working from left to right. Then we'll get into our addition and subtraction working from left to right. So exponents really come first because they're more powerful than multiplication and division. And then you do your multiplication and division left to right because they're more powerful than addition and subtraction. Then you do your addition and subtraction last from left to right because they are the least powerful operations. So if I have the expression here, 4 plus 6 squared, or 6 to the second power, divided by 8, I'm going to need to solve what first? I'm going to need to solve the exponent because exponents are the most powerful here. I need to do that first. So I'm going to work on solving this exponent first. So I need to think, okay, 6 squared is the same thing as 6 times 6, which is 36. And now I'm going to bring everything else down. Okay, now I need to think, okay, I have no more exponents, so I need to do a multiplication and division from left to right. Well, there's addition. I'm going to skip that. Oh, I have division right here. 36 divided by 8. So 36 divided by 8 is about 4.5. And now I'm going to bring down everything else I haven't used, my plus and my 4. The only thing left now is addition, so I'm going to solve that next. 4 plus 4.5 is 8.5. And there's my answer. Okay, now order of operations also has something else that's important, and we like to call these grouping symbols. The most common grouping symbol are parentheses, but sometimes you might see brackets. You might see something like absolute values. Okay, you might see something like a division sign. These are all different grouping symbols. But what these grouping symbols are telling us is that in certain situations or certain circumstances, you need to do whatever's inside those grouping symbols first. It's the most important. Okay? So grouping symbols are really the most important because they're saying, wait, this is really important. We got to focus on this first. So anytime you see a grouping symbol, anything inside that grouping symbol must be done first. Then from there, you can go to exponents. Then from there you go to multiplication and division working from left to right. Then from there you do the least important, which is addition and subtraction. And again, working on that from left to right. So grouping symbols comes first, then your exponents because they're the most powerful operation, then your multiplication and division because they're the next most powerful, then your addition and subtraction because they're the least powerful. And we know that for multiplication and division, we work from left to right. Let's make sure we put that down. For this and this, we work from left to right. Okay, so we have example D here. 2 plus, and then in parentheses, 9 squared minus 4. for this problem, I need to be thinking, okay, the most important thing are any sort of grouping symbols. They're telling me, wait, those are most important. We need to focus on this first. So I'm going to focus on what's going on inside my grouping symbol or inside my parentheses. Now, once you're inside parentheses, you still need to follow order of operations, meaning what's the most important thing or most powerful operation inside the parentheses? The 9 squared, our exponent. So I need to do that first inside the parentheses. So if I think 9 squared, that's 9 times 9, which is 81. I'm going to bring everything else down now. My minus 4, my parentheses are still there, my plus 2 on the outside. So now I have to think, okay, I still have my parentheses. It's still telling me I need to do everything inside this first. It's still the most important. So I'm going to do 81 minus 4 next. 81 minus 4 is 77. Now there's nothing left inside my parentheses except the number, so all my operations are done. I can get rid of my parentheses. I can bring everything else down, my plus 2. And now 2 plus 77 is 79, and there's my answer. Okay, the last example here. We have 2 times, and then in parentheses, 13 plus 5 minus 14 divided by, and then we have another set of parentheses, 3 plus 4, and then we end both sets of parentheses. Now, if you ever have one set of parentheses inside the other, you do what's in the innermost parentheses first. Again, the first set of parentheses tells us do what's in here. This is important. But then inside that, we have another set saying, hey, this is really, really important. We need to focus on this. So we're going to do what's inside the innermost parentheses first, which in this case is 3 plus 4. So I'm going to solve that 3 plus 4, which is 7. Now, all the operations are done inside the parentheses. So though they are now eliminated, I'm going to bring everything else down. Divided by 14 minus my 5, my plus, my 13. This set of parentheses, though, is still there. I haven't done everything inside that big set. So I'm going to bring those down and bring down my times 2. Now that I'm inside parentheses, I still need to follow order of operations. So I'm going to think, okay, exponents is the most powerful. Do I have any exponents in here? No, I don't. Okay, so I move on. Multiplication and division, working from left to right. Well, there's addition, skip that. Subtraction, skip that. 14 divided by 7, there's division. I'm going to do that next. 14 divided by 7 is 2. I'm going to bring everything else down. Minus 5 plus 13. I still have this set of parentheses here. Still have my times 2 on the outside. I have no more multiplication and division, so now I'm just going to work on addition and subtraction, working from left to right. So 13 plus 5 is 18. Bring down my minus 2, bring down my parentheses, bring down my times 2. Now I have 18 minus 2, which is 16. That ends those parentheses. There's no more operations in there. They're done. So now I can bring down my times and my 2, and 2 times 16 is 32. Now, again, let's remember the first thing we need to do when we solve any order of operation problem are grouping or parentheses. Okay? From there, we have to do any exponents. After that, we do multiplication and division, working from left to right. And then we do addition and subtraction, again, working from left to right. That leaves us with this little acronym called Pemdas. Pemdas is a way that we can remember our order of operations. Okay? So, parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication and division, working from left to right, then addition and subtraction, working from left to right. Okay? P-E-M-D-A-S. Pemdas.